Hello artist, it is Mrs. Simpson here, and I am going to show you in this demonstration video how to get started on your variety sketchbook. So this is your very first sketchbook assignment, and you are going to be exploring with the principles of design variety. And one thing you're going to need to have at least up on your computer screen is the reference sheet. And this here is the reference sheet. Now I print my reference sheets, you can too. However, if you have it open on your computer screen, that's all you need, and it will be in color. So if you print them, we don't have colored ink, so it's just gonna come out in black and white. But I do like to have my reference sheet available, and you should have yours available too. You should then also print your worksheet, because this is exactly what we're going to be working on, and this is where you're going to earn your 10 points for each of your examples on variety. Now, again, you should have this open because everything you see here is answering the questions or the technique that I'm asking you to show in each of these boxes. So I'll be referring to this reference sheet, and it's one that you can be referring to too as you have it open on your computer screen. All right, so let's get started here, and we're gonna start right off with our variety worksheet. And we're gonna start off in the first box here. And the first box is asking us to draw an example of variety through color. So if we come back here, and if you look at your reference sheet, it's giving you the definition of what variety is. Variety is using different versions of elements in one work of art. A successful work of art needs both unity to maintain order and variety to maintain interest. So while you are working in your little boxes, you should be creating a little example that is still showing a sense of unity, meaning everything is going together and fitting together well. All right, so keeping unity in mind, we are going to start off with showing a variety of color. And to show a variety of color, you're going to obviously need some kind of color tool. I have with me some Sharpies. I also have a bunch of colored pencils. I also have some gel pens. So really you can use anything you have available. You can use crayons, especially if you have little ones around, you might have some crayons available to you. I think I'm just going to stick with some markers to show a variety of color. So color is an element of art. And variety means we're using more than one color. So I'm going to use my markers to show a variety of color. But I also need to keep in mind that I want to create a sense of unity. So in order to do that, I'm going to just do a little technique here, and then I'm going to fill in each of the shapes that I'm going to make here with color. So I'm just going to do like some little, like a little curlicue design there with my pencil first, and then I'm going to go back in and fill in each shape with a different color. All right, and there's a variety of color. So not only am I showing a variety of color, I'm showing many different kinds of color, but I also made a very unified little example here. So everything kind of fits together well, and it ends up looking like a little unique abstract work of art. So the next one is a variety of shapes. So I'm going to, for this one, I think I'm just going to stick with my pencil here to start off a drawing to show a variety of shapes. Remember, there are two different kinds of shapes. We have organic shapes and geometric shapes. So you can choose which type of shape you want to use to demonstrate a variety. So we need to use more than one. I actually think I'm going to keep it pretty simple and I'm just going to stick with one shape. I'm going to stick with a circle, but I'm going to show a variety of circles. All right, and there we have a variety of circles. So I don't just have one type of circle, I have multiple different kinds of circles. I have very teeny tiny circles, I have medium-sized circles, I have large circles, some circles are filled in, and some circles are left empty. So a variety of shapes, and those are geometric shapes. Next, I'm going to show you a variety of lines. So again, we want to keep in mind this idea of unity when we are doing each box. We want it to all tie together, even though it's just an example. So I'm going to just stick with my pencil here and I'm going to continue to show a variety of lines. All right, there's a variety of lines. So not only do I have, straight lines, I have one really bold lines, I have zigzag lines, and I have these very wavy lines. This can become even more complex, but that's just an example of a variety of lines. Next is a variety of value. And again, I keep going back and referring to my reference sheet here that you should have opened while you're working to help give me some ideas. Value is an element of art that we're going to be working on a lot come the next unit, and we are going to be doing some realism drawings. So that's actually exactly what I'm going to show here. I'm going to show an example of a value scale here of going from dark to light. And I'm actually just going to do that on a circle shape. I'm going to draw my circle, and then I'm going to start at one point and go dark to light. I'm going to imagine that my light is shining down from this direction, so my darker shades are going to be down on this side. All right, and there we have a variety of value. Value is a value scale of going from dark to light. You could show a variety with a color value scale of going from darker tones of colors to lighter tones. But that's just a really good example of variety, using more than one tint and shade or hue of a color to create not only interest, but when we use value in this way, it starts to transform things into a more three-dimensional form. So when I first drew it, it was just a flat circle. But once I started to add this variety of value, it starts to become more of a three-dimensional form. And last but not least then is texture. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to stick with this same layout from the reference sheet. And I'm going to do a little, it kind of looks like a wavy landscape here. And within each box, I'm going to show a different kind of texture. All right, and there is my variety of texture. So again, I just stuck with the layout of this to keep it a little unified example. And I just did some overlapping to kind of show this sense of depth with a little landscape drawing. And on each surface then I put a different kind of texture. And then I stuck like this little sun planet here up in the corner. Next thing I'm gonna do is you need to put your name on it. You'll take a picture of it or scan your work, and then you will submit it to the Dropbox for grading. Reach out to me if you need any help at all. Remember, you do not have to do it exactly how I do it. In fact, I prefer that you don't. But I also prefer that you use what I showed you, what the reference sheet shows you, to help get some ideas on how you can display these different types of variety using the elements of arts. All right, have fun, good luck, and I can't wait to see your finished sketchbook.